Right, so for today's video, we're going to be talking about some cake drama, which surprisingly seems to be a genre on TikTok that has a lot of drama in it. I think we have spoke about, like, cake drama a good few times in this channel. Pretty surprising, but here we are with another one. And this one in particular is kind of played out within the last week or so on social media, because as it came up to Valentine's Day, Walmart announced that they were going to be selling these heart-shaped cakes for $25, and people were losing their minds. I mean, as we can see on this video by effing Just Baked, he is showing these $25 Walmart cakes, and I mean, judging by that expression, he is shocked. And for the most part, looking at the comment section, it seemed like people were pretty happy about this announcement, because if they wanted a cake for Valentine's Day, this is a cheaper option, right? $25 for a heart-shaped cake is cheaper than some alternatives. Now, on the flip side, there was a lot of people who weren't happy with this, and this was specifically some home bakers who run their small business, and there's a couple that I want to look through here because these were the bigger videos. This first video in particular that went viral talking about it was by a TikToker called Birdie's Bakery. The video has now been deleted, but we do have a re-upload here, and this is what they had to say.
Create this cake with me while we discuss the Walmart vintage heart cake drama and why it really upsets and affects me as a home baker and business owner. So Walmart recently started selling vintage heart cakes for only $5 to $20. It's extremely cheap for one of these cakes. The reason why I'm mad is not what you think. Don't care if Walmart's gonna undersell me for a vintage heart cake. But what? Times are tough right now, and if you want that cute look for your birthday photo, then I am so glad that Walmart has a cheaper option. But what is actually grinding my gears here are the people in the comments under videos advertising the cake, complaining about what home bakers are charging for vintage heart cakes. I just find that highly disrespectful to everybody who puts so much time and effort into their cake.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, looking at the response of all of this, it isn't this first part of the video that people seem to have a problem with, right? So it started off by saying that I'm not bothered that there's a cheaper alternative out there. I'm more bothered about the comments that I've seen from people discrediting home bakers. And that's fair enough, right? If you saw comments from people as a home baker talking about the Walmart cake and being like, oh, why can't home bakers charge $25? And it's obviously not a very fair comparison, right? Because one's being made by a multi-billion-dollar company that'd be able to get the ingredients for cheaper than a home baker would. So yeah, naturally, a home baker's cake is probably going to be more expensive than Walmart's, right? But it's when this video carries on that people definitely have more of a problem with it. Because Birdie then goes on to say that a birthday cake is a luxury and then goes on to talk about the quality of Walmart cakes.
Especially when having a birthday cake is a luxury. It is not a need. You do not get to tell these people how they're going to price their items when they know their worth. Let me just explain to you why home bakers charge so much money for heart cakes. The biggest reason are ingredients. Walmart, you are not going to get real buttercream cake. Getting something made with shortening, artificial flavoring, and ingredients. These cakes were shipped to them from some warehouse. Simply just slapped together. Coming from a home baker though, getting a handmade cake start from finish. Some people use box cakes, but for me, I make everything from scratch. Right off the bat, the quality of ingredients are going to be drastically different. Also, do you know how expensive butter is? It's about 8 sticks of butter to bake a cake start to finish. And with everything else combined, that's at least $30 worth of ingredients, not including the labor. Secondly, Walmart is a huge company that can buy stuff in bulk, which will naturally make their cost to produce goods a lot cheaper so they can charge less money.
So yeah, that line specifically saying that a birthday cake is a luxury is definitely a line that people have brought up a lot in the comment section, and we will get to that. But the video does carry on, and Birdie says that Walmart cake decorators are on minimum wage, and basically says that the cakes won't be as good as a home baker's.
But on the other hand, they're probably underpaying their employees at the same time. There was a talented baker behind every cake made at Walmart. They are probably getting paid minimum wage when they could start their own home bakery and make a lot more. And then lastly, you're also paying for the skill level from the home baker. If your Walmart even makes vintage heart cakes, they're going to be as attentive to detail as a custom cake artist. So if you order from a small business or order from Walmart, that's none of my business, and I really don't care. But please don't undervalue these people because you can get it cheaper.
So yeah, I guess what she was trying to say is that these Walmart cake decorators should get paid more for their work, but then she goes on to say stuff like the cakes won't be as like attentive to details as like a home baker's cake would be, kind of like discrediting these decorators a little bit. I would assume that that's not the way that she wanted it to come across, but looking at the response in the comment section, that is how it came across. Now, speaking of the comment section, let's take a look through some of the comments here. So a lot of them, like I said before, talking about the luxury line. There's a comment here saying a birthday cake is a luxury. A luxury what? Another comment here saying watch a Walmart employee decorate a vintage heart cake and the attention to detail was there. Her end result looked miles better than this cake too. And then another comment here saying, oh wow, I thought that video I saw about this was over dramatizing this, but wow, if you think a birthday cake is a luxury, then you need to check yourself. If anyone's undervaluing people here, it's you. Now, Birdie isn't the only person who faced backlash due to their video talking about this situation. There was also a video by a TikToker called The Fantasy Bakery, who also had some comments.
I feel like these Walmart cakes are getting so out of hand. The fact that you can purchase a vintage heart cake for $5 to $25 is insane, considering sometimes ingredients alone cost $25 to $35. And that's not even mentioning other supplies supplies like the cake boxes, cake boards, cake toppers, edible images, you have to remember that the people working there are getting paid minimum wage, even the bakers. So the supplies they use to make your cakes are provided to them by the company.
So yeah, as you can tell, multiple of these videos uploaded by these home bakers talking about the situation keep mentioning that these Walmart decorators are on minimum wage. Now, because of this, as we'll see when we look in the comment section, a bunch of people who work as a Walmart cake decorator have commented and said that they aren't on minimum wage. And because of this, the Fantasy Bakery does actually address this specifically in a future video that we'll get to. But this video carries on, and the Fantasy Bakery basically says that these Walmart cakes won't be as neat as a home baker's cake might be, and then goes on to say that the results will be completely different.
And whether anyone likes to admit it or not, they really are not as neat as some other small businesses that I've seen, which is totally understandable because they do work at a much faster pace. And I've noticed a lot of the times they do not crumb coat their cakes, they don't fill their cakes the way that we do. So yeah, naturally their results are going to be a lot different than the rest of ours.
Yeah, so I think the intention of these videos that these home bakers are uploading is to kind of like defend their own business, right? And kind of explain like why they have to charge more. But I think what the issue is here is that the videos that they're making have came across clearly when we look at the comment section like they're discrediting the work of people who work in Walmart. Now, the Fantasy Bakery does carry on with the video and again mentions that cakes are a luxury, but then also says that the products are incomparable.
That there are more affordable options for people, because I understand these cakes are really expensive and they are a luxury. So if you can find something that you desire for a much cheaper price, of course, it's only natural that you would go and get it. I would do the same. The issue is that A, the products are incomparable, and B, people think that small businesses need to charge the way that big companies charge. And that's just not realistic. We will not be able to make a livable profit if we work like that.
Yeah, I think that last sentence is fair. Like, obviously, these home bakers won't be able to make them as cheap as Walmart can. I think that's pretty obvious, right? But now let's take a look at the comments on this video, because this video is still up. So these are the original comments, whereas before we were reading the comments on like a re-upload. But yeah, these are the original comments on the Fantasy Bakery's video. In quotation marks, it's insane that people have access to affordable options, is all I heard, to be honest. Another comment here, like I mentioned earlier, saying Walmart cake decorator and I make over $20 an hour, definitely not minimum wage. I've seen a bunch of comments as well on these videos from people who work at Walmart as a cake decorator, and a lot of them have been mentioning like how people's situations are different, right? If you're working at Walmart and you can decorate these cakes, you're on an hourly wage rather than having to sell these cakes to be able to make money. It's very different situations for different people, and one is going to be better for someone and one's going to be better for someone else. But clearly, looking at these comment sections, it seems like people are looking at these home bakers videos, not all of them obviously, right? The one specifically that we're looking at in today's video, and they believe in these videos they are discrediting the work of these cake decorators who work at Walmart. Another comment here saying they are not getting paid minimum wage, why would you even assume that? To which TFB actually replied saying, I genuinely thought they were, my bad. So I don't know where that assumption came from. I guess she just genuinely believed it. And again, more comments saying, I literally work at the Walmart bakery making $19 an hour, what are you talking about? And more comments again like, why are you putting down Walmart employees for making good and affordable cakes? And another comment saying, it's given poor people shouldn't have anything nice. And all these comments have like onwards of 50,000 likes, some over 100,000 likes. So yeah, you can see it's a massive situation at the minute. But now let's actually take a look at some of the response videos, because people weren't just commenting, people were making videos also giving their thoughts. So there's this video in particular from a TikToker called GhostGirl177 who has some text on screen that says, me after watching the small business bakers tweak out over the Walmart hard cake and basically calling people brokies for not wanting to pay $100 for a 2-inch cake and saying that a birthday cake is a luxury. There was also people making parodies of these videos, like this one here from Caleb Cooks, who, as you can see here, it says the bakers on your FYP complain about the Walmart hard cake, and he goes on to make a parody video.
What annoys me about those Walmart cakes is that you guys really affect my business when you buy a $20 one from them versus a $150 one from me. Who wakes up and says, I want a cake made by a Walmart employee? You see, when you get a cake made by a Walmart employee, this is what you're getting. It's not made with love. It's mass production, and you are just a statistic, a number to the corporation. But when you get it made with me, you're going to get ripped off. The cake is going to weigh 5 pounds. Remember that, 5 pounds. 2 pounds of that are going to be disgusting buttercream that nobody wants. Another 2 pounds are going to be fondant. Again, Nobody wants that. And then 1 pound is going to be the actual cake.
Okay, so you get the point in the video, right? It's obviously a parody. I don't think it's fair to say that these home bakers cakes are all going to be bad, or all going to be like just frosting and all this stuff. But yeah, I guess he's making a parody, he's making a joke out of it. But I do think it is important to note here, right? Just because we've seen some videos from some home bakers that have had some opinions that people don't agree with, that doesn't mean it's the opinions of all home bakers, right? Obviously, I've showed 2 videos here. I probably came across like 5 different people who all had similar thoughts that we spoke about earlier, but there was also people who were home bakers making videos who didn't have them takes. But let's carry on with the response videos, because there's this one in particular from Michelle Ann, who goes on to talk about the fact that it seems like in these videos that they're discrediting Walmart cake decorators.
Mind you, you're bashing people for getting Walmart cakes and saying it's poor quality and their piping isn't like mine and like the decorators have no talent. And that's just really fucked up to do, because actually those decorators are very talented. When I got my cupcakes, they were pristine. My daughter's smash cake, pristine. I've seen some of their work and it's just as good as your work. And for you to sit here and like downplay or demean and diminish somebody who's just trying to pay their bills was just really disgusting me and telling of your just entitlement. And that's what the problem is these home bakers have this entitlement and this superiority. Somebody has to start somewhere. People start somewhere. And not everyone has the means or the capability to be a home baker. They might not have the kitchen. They might not have the free time. And to just go on that rant like you did was just disgusting to me.
Now, like I just mentioned, there was plenty of other videos uploaded by bakers that didn't have the same opinions as the first 2 videos we just watched. Like there's this one in particular from Daniela and Sarah, who goes on to give her thoughts on it. It's just text on screen, so we'll have a read through now. My unpopular opinions on the Walmart hard cake controversy as a baker. One thing that becomes very clear as we take a look through these slides here is that Daniela is very talented, because we see a different cake on each slide, right? I mean, look at this. I don't even know how that's even possible. But either way, let's carry on and have a read through, right? So it says, if Walmart offering one trending cake is breaking your business, you need to reevaluate your business plan and what you offer. Skill and technique is something that should be paid for. With that being said, a lot of home bakers are upset because they have only expanded their skills to vintage cakes. Expand your skills to offer techniques Walmart doesn't and you'll be fine. In brackets, this will probably ruffle the most feathers. If you're charging 100 plus, you should be making them from scratch before marketing it as high quality. Certain items are a luxury, but to make it seem like someone is beneath having a nice cake for not wanting to pay 100 plus is ignorant. Being upset Walmart is offering something within a realistic budget for the average person is just nasty of you. In the end, I understand the hard work / time that goes into a cake, so I'm not discrediting home bakers, but you need to quit knocking customers for choosing a more affordable option. Now, looking at the comments of this video, the top comment actually has 60,000 likes, and it says, I also think a lot of bakers aren't seeing that there are 2 different customer groups. Most people buying the Walmart cake were never going to buy from the baker in the first place. Now, due to this situation blowing up, and by the way, like a good portion of the videos that we watch through here all have like upwards of 2 million, 3, 4 million views, like it has completely blew up. But because it has become a big situation, a lot of people are also supporting TikTokers who show them making cakes at Walmart. Like for example, this TikToker right here, Nia2016, who uploads videos decorating cakes at Walmart. And I mean, if we look at these pinned videos, these were all uploaded within the last month or so, and they all have like a crazy amount of views, right? 7.8 million views, 3.2 million views, 2.5 million views. And these videos really are Nia just showing how she decorates these cakes. If we look at this video right here, this is just her working at Walmart and decorating these cakes. And I mean, yeah, these videos being posted as well, I can see why people have a problem with the fact that these original videos do seem like they are kind of discrediting these Walmart workers who are decorating these cakes, because clearly this is someone who is working hard and is also very talented. I mean, if I just skim across now towards the end, you can kind of see how like the cake is turning out and whatnot. And like I said, it's a video just showing the cake, and that looks great to me. But now that we've took a look through the response videos, the comments and whatnot, let's actually get to the Fantasy Bakery's second video on this situation, where she talks about the backlash.
Let's make this burn away gender reveal cake while I address some of the hate comments that I got in my previous video. Before I start, I just wanted to say that I'm sorry if I offended anyone at all. There was only a few people in my comments who actually understood where I was coming from, so I guess that means I did not deliver my message right.
Now, the Fantasy Bakery goes on to say that her original video wasn't supposed to be discrediting people who can't afford her cakes.
Anyway, the video was not against anyone who can't afford my cakes. The video was against people who compare small businesses to big corporations. That market is a multi-billion-dollar company, so obviously they can afford to price and sell things a lot differently than me. that was all.
And even goes on to take back some of the comments that she made in the original video, like the skill of the workers at Walmart decorating these cakes, and also her comment talking about minimum wage.
The only thing that I will take back is my comment on the skills of some of the cakers. That was uncalled for. I don't know why I even mentioned that, because I've seen with my own two eyes the talent that some of them do carry. And my comment about their minimum wage, I genuinely from the bottom of my heart thought that everyone in that market gets paid minimum wage. That's just what I'm used to in America.
And then finally addresses the comment about how cakes are a luxury.
I did not mean that my cakes are so luxurious compared to Walmart. I meant that cakes in general are a luxury and not a necessity, whether they're expensive or inexpensive.
And then the video carries on kind of showing the finished product of this cake and like the burning top and whatnot, but that is the response video. Now looking at the comments of this video, they're still not great, right? They're still very similar to what we kind of read before, like comments like this saying, how is cake a luxury? Girl, you are wrong still, because 100 or 200 for a cake, like that is insane. Eating cake is not a luxury. Every kid deserves a cake for their birthday, and good for Walmart for making affordable ones. So yeah, the comments are still pretty similar to what they were before, and I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below on this whole situation from everything that we've heard. But yeah, it's not often that you see a situation on TikTok where people seem to be on the side of a billion-dollar company, right? That is very rare. But this situation in particular, it definitely seems that way to me. And again, I would love to know your opinions in the comment section down below. Do you agree with the comments and the response videos that we've seen here, or do you disagree? And yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new, all that stuff. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.